and welcome to BBC World News. I'm Cara Giannoni in London. The most powerful non-nuclear bomb dropped on IS militants in Afghanistan, America says was the right weapon for the target and a success. As pictures of the attack are released, the US military says the bomb killed dozens of militants and destroyed their base.
The enemy had created bunkers, tunnels, and extensive minefields, and this weapon was used to reduce those obstacles.
Another battle against IS, Iraqi forces meet fierce resistance as they close in on the old city of Mosul. We're on the front line. Is North Korea's leader preparing for another nuclear missile test? China warns tensions are so high, conflict could break out at any moment. And Canada is a step closer to legalizing cannabis for recreational use.
Good evening. I'm so glad to hear everybody here. The first question is, can you hear me now? Just tell me.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Good, excellent, excellent. So everybody can hear me, right? I just heard only two voices. That's all right. So, welcome to the conversational class, and we will talk as always. So, Michael, we talk here. We do not type answers in the chat section. We talk. It's a conversational class. So please, you are so welcome to say hello to everybody. Please do.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Good. And right now, I would like you to introduce each other, to say a couple of words about yourself. Where are you from? Which city are you from? Maybe if you want to just tell us how old you are, which grade do you go to, in your high school, and what is the textbook which you study at your high school, in English, and what is your grade in English? Just a couple of words about yourselves. So who would like to start, please?
Okay. Can I start it?
Yeah, sure. Feel free to start.
Okay. So yeah, my name is Michael, and I'm from St. Petersburg. I am 18 years old actually. I'm in 11th grade. And the book that I'm studied by in my school is Laser, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Laser. Yeah.
Yeah. We also use Macmillan's materials and other stuff. So I assess my level of English like the start of upper intermediate, but maybe it's too high for me, maybe intermediate.
Okay, cool. Sounds great to me. Good. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Just feel free to say a couple of words about yourselves.
Can I be the next?
Yeah, sure. What's your name?
I'm Olivia. I'm from Nizhny Novgorod, and I'm an ordinary student from the 11th grade.
Good.
I am preparing for exams now, and I study English by I use a textbook by Kaufman.
Okay. Which is Happy English, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, next please. So we have...
Can I try?
Okay, my name is Kostya. I'm from Zheleznogorsk, Kursk region, and I'm from 10th grade. My class use Rainbow English to study, and I'm preparing the exams. That's all.
Good. Very good. And the last person, please. You're very welcome. Yeah.
My name is Nesta. I'm from Belgrade. I'm studying around high school, and my book of English called Forward. That's all.
What's the title of the book in English?
Forward.
Forward?
Yes.
Okay, it's not that easy to hear what you're saying because of the sound. Maybe it's some interruption in the noise. Okay, good. And right now, if you would like, I'm very willing to hear if you share a little bit about the news. What's new happened in your life during the week which I haven't seen you. Okay, so please, Michael, will you start sharing a little bit about the news?
Okay, I can try, but actually nothing great happened to me this week because I've been studying hard as always, buried in history books and other materials. Yeah, preparing for national exam. Yeah, maybe in St. Petersburg it's snowing now. That's really interesting news.
Yeah, sure. But you know, in the very beginning of the class, I usually have the very short summary of the world news also, as well. It's just, you know, some people will usually say that I have nothing special to talk about, or nothing new happened to me during this week, and so only in that case, I just, to facilitate their conversation, I just reproduce the BBC World Service World News. So maybe it was possible for you to listen to some sound bites from the BBC World News, World Service News. So did you hear any news from the BBC in the beginning of the class?
I actually didn't listen to it.
Why?
But I know some news from Russian TV, like Donald Trump is exposing some Iraq's sites or something like that. And also some terrorists are continuing to attack Russian people in my city as well. Yeah, such kind of news.
Yeah, we are very sorry about that, and we express great empathy with you, people from St. Petersburg, about these terrorist attacks. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I encourage you a lot to listen to the BBC World News service in order to learn the news, because I never, sorry about that, I never watch the Russian TV because I do not have time. If I have any time to watch some news, I'm very eager to watch the BBC or some other or American channel about the news, because it's very necessary for you to listen to the native speakers. So please, I encourage you to watch the BBC, and that's a really good news channel. Okay, anybody else? What's new happened to you during the weeks when I haven't seen you? Nastya, how about you?
It was a very busy week for me, but I worked with my friends, relaxing, have fun, and I don't forget about preparation of exam.
Okay, good. Yeah. So then I think Kostya.
I don't really know about what I should talking about, because it was just usually week, not nothing extraordinary happened.
All right, I understand, but still, you know, that is why I reproduce the BBC World Service News. Just I know that many students will say just nothing is going on in my life. So have you watched, have you listened to the BBC World News?
No.
Please, I encourage you next time, please listen to it.
Okay.
Yeah, Olivia, how about you? Hello, Olivia. Yes, please. What's new happened to you during the weeks, the week? Yeah. Wow, the connection is very poor with you. I'm sorry, the connection is so poor I cannot understand a single word. It's just breaking of the voice all of the time. Sorry about that. All right, good. So maybe before we start talking about the topic, and today's topic will be the picture description, the description of the pictures which is necessary for the Russian national exam, and we will talk about one of the Macmillan's books, which is Speaking Part by Mr. Pickering, and I also would like you to download this book and to learn the vocabulary from this book, which is really good. But before that, maybe we can talk a little bit about just for you to feel free and to share something what you would like to share about anything, about the latest news, about the latest movies which you watched, or the latest books which you read, or computer games which you played, or the latest music which you listened to. Well, whatever you would like to share, I will be happy to listen to that. So anything, just as I said, it might be books, it might be movies, it might be computer games, whatever you want to talk about. Please share a little bit.
Can I, according to BBC News, I actually have tried to listen to it, but it's really difficult to understand what they're saying, because the speech is not that clear, and their speech is quite rich and so many words that I didn't know, for example.
All right, but
so it's really good.
Yeah, but we call it authentic language, and this is our purpose, this is our aim, that you study. Our purpose is that you study authentic language. Authentic language, if you understand what it means, authentic language, that means the language of the native speakers. So that is why I just encourage you to listen to the BBC. Alright, but maybe, Michael, maybe you can talk a little bit about the movie, the book, the song which you heard lately, whatever you want to. Do you want to share a little bit?
Maybe I can say about some hip-hop music that I just recently heard on YouTube, and I was trying to find the best rapper in Africa. I don't know why, I just wanted to do it, and I searched for the most popular rappers in Africa, and I figured out that the hip hop is quite developed there, and I even found some quite good musicians that I would listen to. But if we are talking about the music that I have heard, I can't say that I understand it, and in general, music is also very difficult to me to understand still.
Yeah, I see. So I would like to say that if you want to understand, like you said, that it's hard to understand the pronunciation of the native speakers, so the only thing to improve that is to listen more and more. It's just like everything which you want to improve in your life, you have to do it more, and then you will improve it, definitely. So the more you listen to your hip hop songs, the better you will understand it. Okay, Nastya?
Okay. Recently, I watched a film, Crime Peak, by director Guillermo del Toro, if I'm not mistaken. I like this film because I was interested in the screenplays of this film, and what else? No, it's just interesting movie for me, and I suppose it's one of them my favorite movies.
Okay. Yeah, good, good. Olivia, if you try, as I said, that it's very hard about your connection, but still maybe, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, fine. So, in fact, I don't have free time, but I take literature and I have to read books to write essays successfully. So now I'm reading again the novel of Pushkin, The Captain Daughter. Maybe it is translated like this.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but maybe you're right. I understand what you're saying, so that's enough for me now. Okay, good. And how about you, Kostya?
Today I watched some American serial 11.22.63 about men who use travel and time to prevent the killing of Abraham Lincoln and to prevent some events next to them. And I use English subtitles to understand it, and I get the contain. Okay, that's all.
Good, interesting. So, what I want you to do today is I will show you the book, and I think that you know this book. Well, I will show you the first page, the cover of the book. Okay, I think that you know the book, right? So you can use it for your preparation, and we will work a little bit on the book just for you to get the general idea. So, prepare to describe a photo. In pairs, look at the photos, then read the words below. Write A or B to indicate which photo you associate with each word. So, excuse me, just hold on. What we have here is we have two pictures, picture A and picture B, and just tell me, chubby cheeks, which picture you can associate with them. Please, come on.
Maybe picture B.
And why do you think so?
I think chubby cheeks is cheeks of some child. Maybe.
Child's appearance or child's face. Right, I agree. Okay, the next word is wrinkles. So everybody understands the word chubby cheeks? Just tell me, do you understand the word chubby? No?
No.
Just, Michael, can you explain the word chubby? Wow. Why are you keeping silent? That's very unusual. Okay, let's take some English.
Sorry, I have to go. I'm here now.
So what is chubby? So you see, it says here, chubby is adjective for the United Kingdom and both United States, especially of children. Fat in a pleasant and attractive way. Fat in a pleasant and attractive way, like chubby legs or chubby cheeks. And then we will use the English-Russian dictionary just for you to know the word chubby. How you see it says in here, chubby. Okay? Right now you know the word chubby, and I'm so happy that you learned a new vocabulary. It just was my intention for you to learn new stuff. Okay, the next word is wrinkles. Can you associate this word with picture B?
No.
So, just elaborate your answer a little bit.
Old people have wrinkles. So that's why I can't associate this word with the second picture.
Second picture, wrinkles? Well, I think that wrinkles is mostly... yeah, please. Okay, so I think that wrinkles is mostly we use when we talk about older people. Just like this lady, I think that she is in her 50s. Okay, so what is wrinkles? Do you understand the word wrinkles?
No.
Морщины, наверное.
Yeah, sure, of course. But also a good idea will be if you explain and try and explain the word in English first and then translate it to Russian. So twink, yeah, please.
Maybe some skin defect.
Skin defect. I don't know. Yeah, you might be wrong. You might be correct here. So twinkling brown eyes. What is that? Twinkling brown eyes. What is twinkling?
Twinkling, maybe it's the word which means something gives a light.
Yes, you can say so. And which picture is has these twinkling brown eyes? The first or the second one?
The second one is more appropriate.
Yeah, might be. Wavy blonde hair. Wavy blonde hair.
I think it's picture A. Because wavy it means like a wave, I think.
Okay.
Some.
Yeah, and laughter lines. Laughter lines. What is that?
Maybe it smiles.
Yeah, when a person smiles, then, like you said, you can get the wrinkles around your mouth, which we do not usually call it wrinkles. We call them laughter lines. Okay, cool. And so then I would like you to learn a little bit more of the vocabulary, and then we will listen to the description of these pictures given in this book. So I think that you know a bit overweight. What is that? A bit overweight. It's exercise 2.
Maybe it's some man not so fat and not so. I don't know.
It's like chubby.
Yeah, but you know, the chubby in nowadays, I think that previously we use in the British English chubby talking about a person, but right now in nowadays, you know, that is why I specifically wanted for you to have a look at the Cambridge vocabulary. It's especially of children, fat in pleasant and attractive way. So we talk about children chubby. In American language, I never heard people using the word chubby about grown-ups. I never heard that. So yeah, chubby cheeks. That sounds like for a baby. Good. Okay. And next, what is a mole? What is a mole? Nobody knows the word mole. Well, actually, mole has two meanings. One meaning is about an animal which digs long tunnels, and also at the end of the tunnel you can see a small hill above the tunnel, which is very specific of this animal. So this animal is called a mole. But when you talk about the description of the picture or a description of the face, what is a mole? It's a small, let's say, a small spot of different color on your skin. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like spark,
Sorry?
like sparkle or something.
No.
Maybe
No. Let's have a look at the Russian dictionary. Okay. Can you see it? And you see, you have two meanings, and then like I said about the animal, this is the animal. Okay. This is your new vocabulary, and I'm happy that you learned some new vocabulary here. Okay, I think that you know for sure a piercing. What is piercing? Oh, wow.
Maybe modification of body.
What's that? Say it again.
Modification of body.
Modification of body. You can say so. What else?
It's kind of jewelry in your skin that you put in your skin.
Well, that's so interesting that you use you use the meaning of the word which is used in Russian, but and you are right. But when you talk about when we talk in English, we first need to know the first meaning, the original meaning of the word. And piercing usually was used when you talked about, let's say, for example, about the battle, the combat, and like in Middle Ages fighting, they have spears, and you pierce your adversary with a spear. I understand that this is hard for you to understand, but still, this is the language people usually talk. So, you pierce your adversary, adversary with a spear. So in Russian it will be something like, okay, excuse me, yeah, here we go, the Russian language. So you pierce your adversary with a spear, and pierce is, like I said, we can have a look at the dictionary over again. Let's say here, pierce. Okay. So to go into or through something, making a hole in it using a sharp point. To go into or through something, making a hole in it using a sharp point. Okay, the needle pierces the fabric 4 times a second. You understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why we learn the word piercing, because you go through for example, like you said about jewelry, in order to have the earrings, you have to pierce through your earlobe. Okay, I think that you know the word middle-aged, right?
Yes.
Then shoulder length. What is shoulder length? That's when we talk about your hair. Most of the guys, I mean men, they do not have shoulder length hair, but ladies they do. But guys have a balding. So what is shoulder length and what is balding? Okay, I will just put it. Yeah, shoulder. Just tell me.
When you
Uh-huh.
when you have hair, which ending in
Uh-huh. Good.
your shoulders, so yeah, it's kind of long hair.
Shoulder length. Yeah, very good. And this is necessary for you to use those words when you describe a picture. So this is the length of your hair here, and the next word is balding. What is balding? I think that you know that. Huh?
Where you get rid of hair.
Well, here it's a patch. It's a patch without hair on your head. This is balding. Yeah. You understand? So in Russian we say it like that. Okay, balding. And to bald means when your hair recedes, goes back, or from another side of your head, you just lose your hair. That is called to bald. And again, this is necessary for you to know this. Okay, next is a scar. I think that you know the word a scar. What is a scar?
Like a wrinkle, but made by an artificial effort.
Well, scar, how, anybody else? Okay, I don't want to explain a lot today because we need to listen to some more, so I will just give you the translation.
Scar happens when you, for example, cut your skin and then it
yes, exactly.
Gets...
Exactly, that's very true, very correct. So right now you know the word scar, and then I think that you know the word in your teens. In your teens. The meaning,
at your age?
Yeah, your age is in your teens, and that will be like not 12, but beginning with 13, right? And then ending by 19. So this is teens, beginning with 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20 is not teen. So in your teens, that the meaning is the age is between 13 and 19. And you also can say in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, and so on. So cropped, this is mostly British. The meaning is when you have your hair cut. We call it cropped. So then curvy. Curvy. What is curvy?
Means wavy.
Yes, you can say so. Curve. I just want you to know the word curve because this is necessary for your mathematics, for your maths. Usually you you study curves, like, you know, hyperbole and so on. These are the curves in your maths. Okay, good. Curvy. And how about freckles? Do you know freckles?
It's some
It sounds
Yes,
like more but orange.
Uh-huh. These are small spots of, let's say, orange color or some beige color or light brown color on your skin, on your face. Can you say that this word in Russian?
Веснушки.
Yeah, right. And how about a toddler? What is it?
Веснушки.
Yeah, what is a toddler?
Maybe the kid.
This is a child who started walking. That's the very first age when the child starts walking. So I want you to remember the ages of the person. It's just like the first age when we talk is baby. Baby, this is a child before he is 1 year old. This is a baby. And so then at that time, at the age of, let's say, 10 months, most of the children, they start walking, and then we start calling them a toddler. We do not have this word in Russian, but we use it a lot in English. You will see that you cannot translate this word in Russian. So I think that you can see the translation, right? And I encourage you to remember this word. And then elderly people. Elderly people is what?
Old man.
It's just like пожилой in Russian. And then
Seniors.
yeah, in senior, yeah, seniors, you can say seniors, elderly. In his late 20s, the meaning is towards 30s. Это too, you know. How about slim? What is slim?
Slim means
Well built.
when you. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and another word for slim is fit. I just want you to have a look at the dictionary because this is a very good word for you to use. So that is why I want you to know the word slim. Attractively thin. Attractively thin. So you know that nowadays we use this word about your devices or gadgets. We say that this is slim and sleek. Your iPhone is slim and sleek. Okay. So then the next word is I think that you know straight is about hair, wavy is about hair, and well built is about your figure. It's about your body. Okay, good. And right now I would like you to listen to, and at the same time I will let you read, let you follow the transcript of the photo which we talked about. I mean these two pictures, picture with this elderly lady and picture with this toddler or whatever you call him. Okay, let me start playing this for you, and at the same time I encourage you to follow reading, and then I will ask you to describe those pictures. So please be very careful when listening, because I will ask you later to describe those two photos. Do you understand the task?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
first you will listen to somebody. I mean the native speaker. It's not a native speaker. Sorry, it's just one of the students who is taking an exam. But the speech is pretty good. And so I encourage you to follow the transcript. The meaning is to read and to listen, and later on I will ask you to describe the pictures. Okay, so I think that you're ready. Okay, sorry. I will have to turn off. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Unit 10. Prepare to describe a photo. Exercises 4 and 5.
Okay, well, both pictures are photos of people, and in both cases they seem to be having a good time. However, there's an important difference between them, and that's the age of the people in the pictures. The main subject of the top photo is a woman, well, a lady. She looks quite old, whereas the bottom photo is of a toddler. The lady must be in her 60s, I guess. You can tell she's old because she's got lots of wrinkles, but she also looks like a very happy person. She's got wavy blonde hair, brown eyes, I think, and laughter lines round her eyes. She seems to be at some kind of family get-together with a young girl. Maybe it's her granddaughter or something. That's another important difference between the two photos. The woman is with other people, but the baby is on his own. The main thing we can see in the second picture is a baby or small child. I think he's between 1 and 2 years old. He's got chubby cheeks, light brown hair, and twinkling brown eyes. I don't think he's Spanish. He could be from somewhere in the north of Europe or somewhere. He's playing with a teddy bear. I imagine both people are enjoying themselves. The old lady because she's surrounded by her family, and the little boy because he's enjoying playing with his bear.
Alright, and as most of the time you listen to the description to the audio part of your test usually 2 times, so that is why I would play for you for the second time, and after that I will ask you.
Unit 10. Prepare to describe a photo. Exercises 4 and 5.
Okay, well, both pictures are photos of people, and in both cases they seem to be having a good time. However, there's an important difference between them, and that's the age of the people in the pictures. The main subject of the top photo is a woman, well, a lady. She looks quite old, whereas the bottom photo is of a toddler. The lady must be in her 60s, I guess. You can tell she's old because she's got lots of wrinkles, but she also looks like a very happy person. She's got wavy blonde hair, brown eyes, I think, and laughter lines round her eyes. She seems to be at some kind of family get-together with a young girl. Maybe it's her granddaughter or something. That's another important difference between the two photos. The woman is with other people, but the baby is on his own. The main thing we can see in the second picture is a baby or small child. I think he's between 1 and 2 years old. He's got chubby cheeks, light brown hair, and twinkling brown eyes. I don't think he's Spanish. He could be from somewhere in the north of Europe or somewhere. He's playing with a teddy bear. I imagine both people are enjoying themselves. The old lady because she's surrounded by her family, and the little boy because he's enjoying playing with his bear.
Okay, good. So, I just want you to think over again about kind of a plan which this student had in mind when talking. So you see, she started with saying that these both pictures are photos of people, and both pictures they show that they're having good time. However, she said there's an important difference, and the difference is age. So then she said, she described the first picture is the picture of a woman, and the second picture is the picture of a small boy. So describing the lady, she said about her age, and then when she described the boy, she also mentioned that he is between 1 and 2 years. she mentioned the wrinkles, but she also said that both are very happy people. Then she described the hair, wavy blonde in case of a woman, and light brown. Light brown, I just want to emphasize that because sometimes you just do not remember how to say that in English. Light brown, and I encourage you to remember this word. So light brown, in Russian we say something like, okay. So she mentioned about this the hair, wavy blonde for the lady and light brown for the boy, and then about wrinkles and laughter lines. And then she also mentioned the kind of family get-together with a young girl, which is a family get-together, or is just when you, for example, see your grandma. It is called a family get-together. So, and then the student talks about another difference, that in the first picture you have two people, whereas in the second picture you have the baby on his own. So what else can be? Yeah, another thing which is important, she said that the baby can be from somewhere in the north of Europe. And then the end of the story is that both people, they are enjoying their time. The first picture, the lady is enjoying her time because of her communication with her, let's say, granddaughter, and this small kid is enjoying his time because this little boy, because he is enjoying playing with his teddy bear. Okay, so this is in a nutshell what they talked about. All right, and right now I would like you to talk about these both pictures. Okay, so who will start? Come on guys, it's your time.
I can start if nobody wants.
Yes, please.
Okay. First of all, in both pictures there are people, and obviously that in both pictures they are happy, as we can see. As in the third picture there are some people who are smiling and laughing. Meanwhile, in the second one there's the boy who is doing the same. And these pictures, however, are different in many ways. For example, while in the first picture there is an old lady in the center of the picture, which we can judge by her wrinkles and just by wrinkles. And in the second picture there is a toddler, which is the obvious fact because he looks so young and innocent. And in both pictures I suppose people are really enjoying their time spending, as in the top picture the woman, she's probably having a family gathered together, so she's surrounded by her relatives and lovely daughters and grandsons, I suppose. And in the second picture the boy is playing with his toy, which is teddy bear, so he's just happy because he is child. And
Well, that seems to be enough. Thank you so much. Seems to be enough. You can listen to what you said a little bit.
As in the third picture, there are some people who are smiling and laughing. Meanwhile, in the second one, there's the boy who is doing the same. And these pictures, however, are different in many ways. For example, while in the first picture there is an old lady in the center of the picture, which we can judge by her.
Okay, that's a really good description, and that's excellent job, I would say. Okay, anybody else?
Can I?
Yeah, sure, of course. I'm willing to listen to you. Please do.
On the one hand, the pictures have a lot in common. The most obvious similarity is that both pictures depict happy people, but these pictures are different in a couple of ways. And the most important difference is that in the first picture we can see an old lady. I suppose that she is old because she has a lot of wrinkles, and we can see that she is surrounded by her family, and that is why she looks so happy. In the second picture we can see a toddler. Maybe he is 1 year old, and he looks happy too because he's playing with his teddy bear.
All right. Thank you so much. It's also it also was a really good description. Now you can listen to what you said also a little bit.
An old
Happy people, but these pictures are different in a couple of ways, and the most important difference is that in the first picture we can see an old lady. I suppose that she is old because she has a lot of wrinkles, and we can see that she is surrounded by her family, and that is why she looks so happy. In the second picture we can see toddler. Maybe he is 1 year old.
Okay, thank you so much. Anybody else?
Okay, I want to try.
Yeah, sure.
On the both pictures we can see people having a good time, but these pictures have something in different. On the first picture we can see some elderly woman with twinkles, and she's smiling. He have some laughing lines around her eyes. On the second picture we can see a toddler. On the both picture they enjoy themselves. On the first picture because of getting family together, while on the second picture because the toddler playing with his toy teddy bear. That's all.
Good. Now you can listen to yourself a little bit.
Good time, but these pictures have something in different. On the first picture we can see some elderly woman with twinkles, and she's smiling. He have some laughing lines around her eyes. On the second picture we can see a toddler. On the both picture they enjoy themselves. On the first picture because of getting family together, while on the second picture because the toddler playing with his toy teddy bear.
All right, good. So I have a couple of observations. It's just like, you know, in the English language we usually say in the picture. It's in Russian language, yeah, that's correct. We say on the picture. We do not say it in the English language on the picture. We say in the picture, in the photo. And you know, they have some logic about that because usually you have nothing on the picture. You have something inside the picture. That's the logic behind this preposition in the English language, okay? So then another thing is when you said that this lady, she's got twinkles, probably wrinkles, because twinkle is like sparkling in somebody's eyes, and wrinkles are those lines which distort your skin after you're aging, okay? And then the last thing is when you finish your description, you know that they put your grades, or in the British English they say they put your marks about the sentence which is the initial, the first one, the sentence with which you begin your description, the last sentence with which you finish. So usually you're not encouraged to say that's it or I have finished. You have to make it logically explained, so the meaning is that you have to give the proper intonation, and from this intonation the listener should understand that you finished your sentence, okay? All right, and Nastya, how about you? Will you please yeah,
okay, I will try.
Your contribution, please.
Okay, the both of photos I see people who are smiling, and in the first photo I see the old lady. I suppose her age about 60 years old, and she's with her little granddaughter, I guess. They are smiling and have a good time. The second picture I see a little boy, a toddler. He is smiling and have chubby cheeks. He is playing with a toy, a little bear, and he is smiling and watching maybe his mother.
All right. Yeah.
That's all.
Good. Just listen to your story.
A toddler. He is smiling and have chubby cheeks. He is playing with a toy, a little bear, and he is smiling and watching maybe his mother.
All right. Okay, good. So thank you so much for an interesting contribution. Thank you for sharing. And I just want to remind you that you can just write down your reviews, your comments, your observations about my classes here on my page, which is called Emphasized English. It's here, отзывы о моих уроках. If you would like to, you can write down something which is observations or comments, or what you would like to learn during the classes. Everything would be of great importance for me. So that seems to be all for today, and as always I'm very happy and I'm very glad that you joined my class, and I will be very willing to see you next Friday. Okay, any questions, observations, comments right now? I'm ready and willing to answer. Please.
I have no question. Thank you for your lesson.
That's been my pleasure.
Okay, I want to ask a question. Well, lady is old lady, yes? Well, lady.
The what?
It was in the text of speaker. Well, lady.
Well, lady, I don't remember that. Where was that?
In the text of speaker, yes, here. On the left.
He means she told that.
Well, a
like,
lady. It's
well,
just It's an interjection. Interjection means междометие. It's just a filler word, то есть слово паразит, заполняющее речь. Well, a lady, she looks quite old, whereas the bottom photo is of a toddler. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. Alright, any other questions or observations or whatever you want to say? Well, feel free to ask me. I'm very open to answer your questions. Okay, maybe you will think of the questions later, so you can always write your questions to my email. So I will just share my email with you as always. So feel free to write me an email and ask me questions anytime you want. If you have no other questions, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me in the class, and that's it for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You are currently the only person in this conference.